All right, so basically at the end of the day, when you finish your project, you do all the Javadoc stuff, the folder structure should look like this. So you have your bin folder, you have your docs folder, you have your SRC folder. Inside that, you have your SNID folder. Inside the SNID folder, you have your address. Important things are address, citizen, name, and person. The civic doc and biometric, not important because again, not being tested. The important ones are address, citizen, name, and person, right? Once you have this folder structure, you should be fine. Also, you have to ensure that all your Java files have this at the top, package SNAME, all right? Now you probably want to know, okay, how do I go about testing my project, creating jar file? So to clear up this whole hullabaloo about how to create a jar file and this thing to this, blah, blah, I created I think, a more or less fairly understandable and readable um, README for a GitHub project. That is actually the test of the thing there. That explains step by step how to do it. So let me just share my screen again and just share that window that has the thing there. All right. So in fact, let me just send this in the chat right now. This link. So you all need to make sure when you go to this link before you submit the project, because if it doesn't pass those tests, then you have not passed part one. And part one is like 20 marks or whatever. It's a fair amount of marks. So um, don't fail part one. So yeah, so this is the link. This is basically GitHub. So it's just a site that has people's code. So this is actually the stuff that's going to be testing your project. Think of it like HackerRank. You just go run the tests, and if you pass all the tests, then that's a great. All right. So I did it's outlaid step by step. I even outlined how the folder supposed to look. I gave the thing there for Windows versus Mac and Linux. Step by step, I even give an example of Javadoc. So I'm going to walk through each of these steps. You literally do not need to type anything. You legit just copy and paste and it should work. As long as everything is set up as it should. So this first part here. So firstly, it says make sure you guys seen the Chrome window, right?
Yeah, we're seeing it.
Yeah. So the first thing say make sure all your .java files have the line package estimate at the top. I already showed the example of what I mean by that. Says make sure your thing here has a src bin docs folder or whatever. So I already showed an example. Inside the src folder, you should be a snit folder, and these classes more or less should be what should be in there. All right. Important ones is make sure address, name, person, and citizen is in there. If biometric and civic not in there, that's fine. I just put that there in case you. All right. Next thing, compiling your .java files. So it even tells you how to open a command prompt to the thing there. Just open a command. Yeah, just open it and then cd to the path to the project folder or whatever. Right? Now it says type in the following command prompt in the command prompt. On Windows, just copy and paste. On Mac, copy and paste. Of course, if you see no errors, that means your code compiles fine. If you see errors, then go ahead and fix it. So yeah, so I'm gonna copy and paste this. Gonna share back my. I really have to find out how to share like a whole window. Yeah, sharing back my Visual Studio. So I literally just did a copy and paste. So I'm in here. So again, folder structure is there, everything is there, boom, boom, boom. In fact, let me delete this just in case you don't believe it works. No pictures. Nice. Alright, so I literally just copy and paste Just to explain the commands, we're compiling all the Java files. So this is a part of all the Java files. Whatever is outputted, we want it to go to the bin folder. And the class path, we specify that, and we just say the class path is src. Class path is basically the folder that has all the folders with the Java files and stuff like that. So press enter. So if you see no errors, that means it compiled just fine. If it compile, then inside the bin folder should look something like this. Inside the bin folder, there should be a folder called snid, and it should have these .class anyway. In fact, let me share about the Chrome window. It's pretty good. Don't have to do this, but whatever. Yes, in fact, in the Chrome window, it tells you what your thing there should look like after all of these commands are done. Yeah, so the next thing is the Javadoc command. So I'm just gonna copy that. So basically, just make sure you put the Javadoc stuff on a BAM, put that up there, please. A lot of people made the mistake of copying people's code and doing an amateur mistake of leaving the author being the same as the other person you copied from. So clearly it was easy to see that you just took the code. So, you know, if you're going to do that, at least change the author. Yeah, that would be nice. Anyways, so we copying this. So now it's time for the Javadoc. This is Javadoc command. So I'm going to switch over back to Visual Studio Code. Right, cool. Copy and paste. Enter. All right. After doing all of that, should say a bunch of this nonsense, generating blah 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 blah. Inside the docs folder, again, you should see a snit folder with all of the stuff. All right. So basically, when I'm marking this as well, then check to see if there's an HTML file present for all of these. If not, then we know you didn't do the Javadoc command properly. All right. So that would be one. Well, at least for the important ones, I should say. All right, moving on. What's the next thing? So let's share about the Chrome window. By the way, if you have any questions as I go along with these steps, please ask. The Java, to explain this, again, output, you just output it to the docs folder. And we just Java docking all the Java files. So it tells you how the folder structure should look like. Please just look to see if it looks exactly the same. If it doesn't, then probably some step went wrong. And of course, if you see errors, then you need to fix errors before you continue. Continue on. Next thing is creating a jar file. Again, no hullabaloo. The command is right there. It's copy and paste. So this is the one for thing there. Mac. Since I have a Mac, I have to use that one. For Windows, it's there. So don't worry, Windows users, you are not forgotten. So yeah, clear this. Again, I'm just literally going to copy and paste. So to explain this, jar, C means create, F, yeah, I don't know what F means, but fact is, you put the name of the jar file, dash C basically saying where are the executable, where is the bytecode coming from the bin folder. This dot here specifies where you want the jar file to be outputted to. You want it to be outputted to the current directory, so that's what that means. Then we can specify folders that we want to include into the jar file. We only need to include the src and the docs folder. All right, so those are folders that should be in there, src, docs. Once you do that, you should say all of these stuff like adding. As long as you don't see any like errors or and stuff like that, looks all good. Just adding. That means it works. And notice this comes up, snit.jar. That means my jar file was successfully created. Awesome. I've done most of the hard work. Oh no, yeah. So moving on. Now to actually test, see if you actually what you got on the project, or part one of the project, I should say. Now, it even tells you a jar file will be called sn.jar, which should have been created in your project folder. Awesome. Running the test. It says first download the zip. So of course you're going to click this. Sometimes when you're downloading a zip and like extract it in say Windows, it's like a folder within a folder. Just make sure you navigate to the folder that actually has these. Sometimes there's a folder within a folder. Just navigate to the actual folder in the terminal that has these. Okay. If you want to check, you can say dir. These should be what comes up. That doesn't come up, then you know that you're not in the right folder. Just cd again then to the subfolder. All right, so it tells you what to do. Yes, it tells you. Secondly, in your project folder, locate the sn.jar. After you download the folder and cd it, locate the sn.jar file and copy it to the project test folder that you just downloaded. So it's gonna be named something like this: COMP1161 project test master, something, whatever it's called. Curious. Again, the folder structure should look like this. You should see all of these class, name, tester, Java, plus this, plus your sn.jar file that you just copied into there. All right. Now to actually run the test. So what I'm gonna do is actually navigate over to my test folder, so you can see. First of all, I'm gonna copy the thing. So give me a second to do that. And I'm gonna copy the thing there. Sorry, give me a second. All right, so I'm locating my thing there. I've downloaded the thing there. I've located the jar file, and I am copying it. Not copying. All right, let me just copy. Let me just copy the old-fashioned documents.
Matthew.
Yeah.
So for the two-string in person, right?
Yeah.
What for the that?
What should be in it?
Yeah, because like there's no I didn't even realize it was there until somebody said it's in the UML. Like there's nothing on it. So like what should I put in it?
Oh, if it's not like in the instructions for like what you should put in there, then yeah, leave it.
Should I leave it as abstract?
Yeah, I didn't even, I don't even think I implemented it to stream.
Yeah.
So let me check.
I almost finished
Yeah,
without doing either.
yeah,
But
I didn't. So
I,
it's not
I
being
just
tested.
I just printed first name, last name, middle name, and some other stuff that
Like
seemed relevant.
some things on the UML not in the instructions, something in the instruction not in the UML. So
Yeah, the important thing is what the instructions testing. The marks that you see there. That's what the test uh, is marking for. Give me a second. Let me just open up this folder. All right. So the good thing about this is it's basically gonna be auto mark. So nobody's going to be like looking to your code and making sure you did this and blah blah blah. Like you pass this, right? All right, so let me just copy the commands first of all. So the first thing I want to run is this, which is compiling the stuff. Let's delete some stuff. I don't want you guys thinking that should be there. Okay, so um, all right, so yeah, all right, let me share my screen now. So basically, I'm gonna copy those two commands that you see there. Yeah, so you don't have to actually open up the Visual Studio, the actual project. I just did that so I can show you kind of how you did the testing and stuff like that. So don't worry about the red stuff. It really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, compiling through the terminal. So it actually gives you examples of tests or stuff, tests that's going to run on it. So you can actually look at the test and see why, what you're feeling. So if you're wondering why it's failing, you can actually look through the tests and see exactly what inputs it's passing you. So feel free to try it out for yourself and see why you might be feeling this. Right, so it's not just some secretive thing. It's quite transparent as to what exactly I'm testing for. Right, and you can see for yourself if there are any errors in the test. It's open source. Well, all right. So first of all, copy and paste the command. So this is the first command. It's basically just compiling all the tests against your jar file right here. So press enter. Yeah, if you see no errors, that's good. Yeah, and then let me copy the command right under it, which is this. Press enter. Yeah, so basically, if you see this, then you've gotten 100. If you fail a test, then it will show you that you failed that test, blah, blah. Output is kind of weird, but basically if you're not seeing this, then there's some tests you failed. It will show you what tests you failed. You can go through and look through what exactly the inputs testing. Try to fix the code. After you fix the code, you have to literally redo all that stuff that I did a while ago. And test it again until you pass. But once you see this, that's it. That's it. That's it. You got 100 for that. So I think it's marked out at 20 or the full thing marked out at 20. I don't know, whatever. But it would be scaled proportionally. If you got 100 on the test, that's you get full marks of the thing. Plus, I'll be checking as well. The computer will be checking as well to see if the. Well, is there a way to extract the docs? Maybe I will. Who knows? Whatever. Just checking to see if there's a docs folder inside the jar file. Once that's there, then that's cool. That means you did the Javadoc thing. And it will be, adding that to the marks as well. So there's nobody going to be looking through your code and say, oh, maybe you can get some marks here and there. But if you get on the test, that's it. So if this thing gives you 0, you got 0. So I'm just putting out there, see if there are any complaints. If it gives you 0, it's 0. And it's not going to be using a different test for when it's actually being marked. The test that you see here is the test that's going to be used. So you can self-mark yourself. You can literally know how much you get on the project. Just mark yourself. Make sure you pass the test before you submit. And that's a great, boom. Downside to that is if you don't pass the test, you get a 0. But yeah, you should cut down on time for marking and a lot of stuff. But yeah, and it's transparent exactly what inputs it's testing. You can legit just look at the code and look at what inputs you're using. So yeah. So let me just give you an example of a test. So let's say, for example, I'm testing the name class, right? And there is a set last name. So here, the name is Jenny Baker Chan, right? I'm saying set last name. So if I set my last name to Zuckerberg, then I'm asserting or I'm expecting that when I say name that get last name, it should give me back Zuckerberg. So that's an example of it. So even like this. So I pass these to the constructor, and I'm expecting that my first name is this, middle name is this, last name is this, and so on and so forth. So
Stone, I have a question.
yeah,
JUnit is basically a test class, or is that something else?
yeah, it's basically what we used to do, like unit tests. So these are what we call unit
That's
tests.
third. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
So like when you move up, like when you start doing like programming professional or whatever, usually what programmers do is to ensure that their code is working, because a lot of times when you're writing code, something you add a new feature and that can cause like basically bugs to appear up in the code. Now, how do you know that there are actually new bugs presented in the code? Well, you can write what we call tests. So basically, you know that if all the tests pass, then whatever new feature, whatever was added, does not break the code that was already there. So when you're actually doing development in real life, you have to write tests such that you can ensure certain things about code. And it's good because it can basically help you to make sure that your code is written properly. Because if you write a test and you expect this, but it failed the test, then clearly there's something wrong with your code. So a lot of times it's hard for a programmer to see what's wrong with their code, in the sense that they write some code and say, oh, especially if they're overconfident, and say, oh, yeah, man, this is a simple so and so, so that must write. But then when you write the test and it fails, like, why is that failing? And you realize that, oh, that can work. In fact, that actually happened when I was writing the test for, I think, the address class. Because when I was doing the split thing, I was using the original thing here. And so when I was testing this, it failing the address. I was like, why am I failing it? It's a simple split problem. And then I realized I can't do it that way. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, so, yeah, tests are important. Anyways, yeah. So, any questions regarding the testing of the thing?
I have a quick question. Your something Git link to your GitHub though.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause
So
the master something right there, the master Git commit thing in the bottom part.
yeah. The VS Code. Yeah. Whenever your thing your project is a Git project, then it will automatically show up on VS Code. I think VS Code allows you to run some Git commands. For those who don't know or who are listening, Git is just a way to manage your project. So basically, you're able to share project with people. It allows you to have kind of like a time machine. So, like for example, you want to get back to a version of your code that works. You can always do stuff like git reverts and all that stuff. Or if you want to, for example, work on a feature without affecting other people's code, you're free to create what we call a branch, which is like your separate copy of the code, so you don't have to worry about messing up what other people do. But yeah, I think when you reach second year, if you do like a web dev course, then you should use Git. But my advice is you do that course so that you're familiar with Git before you leave
That course
university.
outside people do, or that's
Yeah.
within.
Most outside people do that. Well, most in the sense that most that do a computing course.
Like if you
What
pick
was
one.
the name of the first?
Web development. Yeah,
Oh,
two parts,
yeah.
part one and part two. Mhm. Yeah, I know a lot of outside people that do. Yeah, and from what I hear, it's really easy. But it's good in the sense that you learn some practical skills, like what I just said, like using Git, where you actually learn how to create like your own website and stuff like that. So yeah, so you actually learn some practical skills, which is good. Yeah. Any questions before we go? We've been at it all day, so. Sure. I mean, if you have any questions regarding the test, like if it's not working for you or whatever, let me as soon as possible. I also try to see what the project can know, make sure it works, re-upload if anything. Please don't wait until the 14th until everybody that yeah, but as I said, the instructions are fairly clear, so just try this as possible to go through these first, and then when all else fails, then look me and ask me, why is that? Well, but the instructions are very transparent, fairly transparent as to exactly what to do. There's no confusion. As you could see, I literally just copy and paste comments into the thing. All right.
So
Yeah.
Martin,
Mhm.
since you say once the test passed, we don't have to stress it, right?
Yeah.
They do go. You said they do go in and check everybody individual jar and see what them write for them code. Them just test it and that's it. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, for marking, like literally, it's just gonna be automated marking.
Ah,
Yeah, especially with this whole we call it COVID thing, like yeah,
cause
automated marking, like yeah.
cause I don't feel too stressed and bother putting the two string now. Cause my something already work. Why am I going to make over
Nah,
a jar and all of
as I
that?
said, once you pass the test, then that means you wrote based on the mark scheme, you wrote the
Mhm.
code, enough code to pass the mark scheme, which is
Lovely, lovely.
okay.
That's all I need to hear.
Mhm. Any other questions before we go? Okay. No. All right. Well, I guess this was a 6 hours. So, it was a marathon. Anyways, well, I guess this was good. This was really good. I guess I want to.
Okay, can we all just give him a big thank you? Like this has
Oh,
been 6 hours. That's crazy.
yeah. Also, thanks Danielle for setting this up. It was